I love Audible. I'm a huge reader, but I always want to read while I'm doing things you're not supposed to be reading while you're doing them, like driving, like walking. It can be dangerous, So I really love to use Audible.
Yeah, Audible is great. I have been really interested in this book, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. That's probably going to be my next Audible experience.
Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love and something new to discover.
Try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500.
At Bombas, we make socks, underwear, and T-shirts that feel good and do good. They feel good because they're designed with the softest materials and comfort innovations. They do good because for every item you purchase, we donate another item to someone who needs it. So far, we at Bombas have donated over 100 million items, and your purchases add to that impact. Go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code Wondery for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Wondery and use code Wondery at checkout.
Watch what crappens, watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Crappens, crappens, crappens. Watch what crappens, watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens, watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens?
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Hi, Ben. Doing great. So good to be here with you, my little honey bananas.
Oh, God. I'm so happy to be here with you, too. Although I have to say my walls are up a bit when I'm with you, Ronnie. I can't, I've heard so many things about you that I'm just my walls are up a bit. I'm just a little scared of the things I've heard about you. Is this the real Ronnie? Or is this like, fuck boys never change, Ronnie?
How dare you? How dare you insinuate that I am fake? Ha 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 ha!
We're talking Below Deck, the first episode of the week. By the way, our schedules it could be slightly wonky only because we needed to preserve our sanity. We just didn't have. I'll just say for me, I didn't have it in me to take notes on two Below Decks back to back Monday night and turn around and be. I wasn't ready. So we're having Below Deck. We're recording Below Deck now, as you're hearing, as you're listening. Below Deck is up. The next episode, though, is going to be Salt Lake City. And then we'll have the second Below Deck up. So if you're wondering where's the second Below Deck recap, that's how that's all going to be.
This is, when you're a Bravo commentator, every Bravo person knows this. Every Bravo watcher knows this. What am I talking about? Any Bravo fan knows this. When you are a Bravo fan, there is a time of the year where they just cover you in shit. Okay,
yeah,
basically. They're like, I dare you to keep up with Bravo.
Delicious
I dare
shit.
you to keep watching this channel. And it's not that it's bad shit, but they throw all this stuff like nobody can keep up with it. I don't mean we can't. Obviously, we can't. We love it. Like, we do it all day. But I just mean, like, how do you expect viewers to keep up with? Listen to the schedule this week. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of New York City. What was the next
Atlanta
one,
supersized.
Yeah, Atlanta was supersized. New York City, Below Deck Down Under, Below Deck Down Under, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, supersized. What's the next one? Southern Charm, supersized.
Orange
Real
County,
Housewives
probably.
of Orange County. I mean, what the hell? Well, you guys,
it's a lot
there's
for
not
us.
enough time in the world for
Plus
people to keep up with all your shows. Give us a minute. Give
I
us
know.
a minute to breathe.
We have a lot. Plus, we also recorded our Dwell Hello that's coming up this week, which was really fun. So it was just a lot. And so it was just, this is just the world we live in right now, our Bravo world. So if you're wondering,
what a fun world,
super fun world.
It's been this like all day avalanche of just taking notes, and I've been cracking up the whole time. So
luckily, everything on Bravo most everything on Bravo right now is amazing, and it's been super fun. Like, I can't wait for us to do our Salt Lake City recap and our Southern Charm recap, which we're going to be doing later today. Just you'll have to wait for it to come out. But we're going to have fun doing that. But by the way, speaking of recaps and not doing recaps, we didn't even do Below Deck Down Under last week, I should mention. Oh, and by the way, we are still in our intro. So, of course, go to Patreon, patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. You can watch us on video, which is really fun, with Crappens on Demand. And next week, we got Crappy Hour happening. Where we're going to be talking all about Bravo stuff, Bravo news, Bravo gossip. There's new Lindsay and Carl stuff every single day. So that's going to be 5:30 on Instagram. Go follow us at Watch What Crappens. Super fun stuff. Okay, but we didn't do Below Deck Down Under last week, mainly because I had COVID. And I was like, I can't do 2 more shows. I am dying. Luckily,
it was
COVID
also
is
a
over.
holiday week, so that we took Monday off, and the only way to do that, look, it's a lot of Below Deck. It's a lot. Okay,
It's a lot.
And we figured we could catch up on it today, which we will as we go along.
We will.
There's going to be stuff to explain.
Yeah, and I mean, I was gonna say, on the previously's kind of covered everything we missed, and I was gonna say, why don't we just go through the few things that they mentioned on the previously's, because those are all pretty. I mean, they were all pretty funny. We got a lot of people being like, "Oh God, you guys have to mention this." Everyone wrote to us about Culver's card to Jamie. A lot of people were really taken by that, and not a good way. Because basically what we missed was that Culver decided to ask Jamie to be his girlfriend, even though they've been on the boat together for like 10 days. And he did it in a way, but he made this little card and like a checkbox that says like, "Will you be my girlfriend, Teeth?" And it's like a yes or a no.
And it was like a picture of Chef Kim holding like,
Dutch
like
baby A or Dutch baby
photoshopped
B.
holding Jamie's face while she's wearing a wedding veil, and then in the other hand, it's like Chef Kim was like the flower girl, but instead of flowers, it was a Dutch baby.
Hey, this is crazy, but here's my number. Call me Dutch baby.
Nothing rhymes with the Chef Kim. So that was creepy. And Jamie did this thing. First of all, Jamie has a real devilish side to her, which
Yes.
I really like. She has like a totally bitchy side, which I love. And we saw it when he asked her that, because her eyes turned evil. Like she got this evil glint. She hated him. You knew.
She hated him.
I think that anybody with any kind of sense saw how much she hated his guts in that moment, and still signed yes, which was super weird. But I don't know what she was thinking or why, or if I don't know, but you could tell that she hated him, which maybe is part of a relationship. Like I look at my parents and I'm like, they're still so in love in their own weird way after all of these years. They're coming up on 50 years. I mean, they're close to 50 years. And I wouldn't say they're like making out all the time, but they're still together every day. They hang out every night. They love each other. And my mom also, on the other hand, I think hates him and will eventually slit his throat publicly. I don't think it'll be a secret. I think she's going to wait until we're all at a Luby's and she's just going to slit his fucking throat at a Cracker Barrel. And, that's love. Like, what can I say? So maybe for some people, it's like, I hate him enough to love him. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you this. She hates him.
I got that vibe too. I got the vibe that she wanted to say no, but was on camera and didn't want to seem like a bitch, and she didn't want to seem crazy. So she was like, she basically said yes, but she also didn't have any other options. She's like, I guess this will work. I don't know. But she was so turned off by it. She later says she was really turned off by like the yes and the no aspect. Like even if it had just been like a card, but like the fact that she checked it, she hated that. It was too soon. And I think she's also
like,
someone who's about to chase a little bit,
You're 30 years old. You're 30 years old.
And I think she also is someone who enjoys, she wants something like a little bit more elevated, right? So like she was pissed off. And later, and then the next episode, they go out and we learn that their tradition is whenever they go out to dinner is that someone on the crew pays for dinner, and Culver keeps on avoiding paying. And this time they're like, Culver, it's your turn. And he's like, what? Hold on, Chef Kim's on the phone. Hold on, I gotta take this call. I'm gonna step outside. So she wound up paying for it, and then she got so pissed at him on their first night as boyfriend-girlfriend.
Yeah, because on top of it all, not only is he a man baby with no work ethic, he is also cheap. He's
cheap.
like notoriously cheap, apparently, and doesn't even care that she paid for it. Like, didn't give her money, didn't give her whatever. And I mean, I know the guy works out a lot. You know why? Because the cameraman won't let me forget. Because it's constant slow-mo of Culver and his hot fucking body, okay, which I thank you for. I really do. I love it. I'm not complaining. But I know that he works out a lot and everything else, but really, you're going to sleep with him that night? Who is going to fuck the guy who wouldn't even pay for the bar tab and you had to, like, pick it up? That's so ox. I would not have given him any of your beautiful self, Jamie, okay?
No. And then on top of that, when they got back to the boat, I think that he was like trying to hang out with all the other yachties. And then she's like,
the hot tub and a mullet. He wanted to have a budgie and a mullet party. Okay, you're already budgie enough for tonight, sir. Okay, add a T to the end of that. You budget motherfucker. Okay,
yeah, because
you better get in here and service her properly after all of that.
Budget smugglers. That's what he's wearing. Yeah, because she reserved like a suite. She reserved like suite number 5. And then he was like up in the hot tub. Because I think that she requires a bit of attention, and he does not give it the way. Like it's so doomed. It is so doomed. So that was mortifying for him. The other big thing that happened, of course, is that Margo, she's all season long, she's wants to get onto service, and she gets onto service, and it's tough because the guys are hard because they want to drink. They have that wheel of whatever. Oh, the guy who had the seizure, they shipped him off to the hospital, and they're like, oh yeah, this happens to Josh all the time, actually. So don't worry about it.
That's Josh, you know. God, you know what Josh loves? Sodium. I mean, just getting Josh off that sodium is something else, you know. It's like Train Spotting, but for sodium lovers. Okay.
Oh, seizures sell seizure shells at the seizure shore. Am I right, guys? Oh, classic Josh.
If anyone is wondering, pizza, seizure, little seizures. If anybody is
seizure salad, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna call the episode last weekend. When I thought about when I was lying in bed with COVID, I was like, if we do this episode, I'm gonna call it seizure salad.
If anyone is wondering why I'm making fun of seizures, it's because I had to go to the hospital. He's like, you're going to seize out. You have too much sodium. So now that's all I think about. I look at sodium. I'm like, well, I guess I love sodium too much. Going to have a seizure. So anyway.
My lower eyelid is seizing, by the way. My lower eyelid is having spasms. Have you ever had a spasm in your lower eyelid? It is so weird.
Can I
it's
tell
happening
you the truth
right now.
about something? Just because we're friends, and I'm not trying to degrade you.
What?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Your eyebrows are having a seizure.
I can't.
The hair on your eyebrows. You guys should see Ben right now.
My eyebrows
You look
are
like
crazy.
Amanda Batchela when she takes the gel and starts gel brushing her
No,
eyebrows.
I have my eyebrows are. I've developed Peter Gallagher eyebrows over life, and I'm like not even self-conscious about it because I find them to be equally funny. Like I'm not even
actually all
embarrassed.
they
I'm like,
needed.
guys, please, like no, but they stick up right again. Dom is he's always in there trying to fix them, but it's one of those things that like once you start fixing them, now they're constantly like that. And you should see my dad's. It's because I get it from my dad. My dads are like. My dads are like those ads you see late at night for the canopies that swing out over your backyard, you know. And so now I have them. I don't know how to. I'm like,
Well,
do I
they
put gel
coned
in
right
them?
down. They coned right
No,
down.
they're gonna come back up again, sir. But you know
well,
what?
I
Though?
get them sometimes too. I think they're from age, which I hate to say, but
No, it
you know,
is.
we are
It's an
aging,
age
and eyebrows do start getting crazy when you're aging. And I will pluck one. I'll pluck a stray, but then it
pluck
grows
mine.
back even crazier. So don't.
That's
do
the
that.
thing. That's what I'm saying. Is that like now. Like I've started the process of like plucking eyebrows, and first of all, I don't want to come out of it looking like what's her face, Joan Crawford. Okay, but I also I'm afraid to like cut them because I'm afraid I'm gonna make them look even stranger. So I just sort of I'm like what, they're just wacky.
Oh, well, I love.
They're like
them.
Uba
It's really
eyebrows,
cute.
wacky.
They're wacky. We have wacky, crazy eyebrows.
They are seizing, yeah, for sure.
So funny. Okay, so seizure guy. So he's okay. He lived.
He's fine.
And also we didn't mention the biggest star of this episode. Stars, shall I say, because they were co-stars. They were two gigantic-mouthed,
Sharks.
flat, lazy sharks on the ground.
It was like
they
two
were
whale
just on the
sharks just
ground.
lying there together on a date.
They were like literally just lying on the ground. I've never seen that. Well, I did when Baby Gorgeous is dead. Everybody, I'm sorry. I have to announce that Baby Gorgeous died. It's really sad. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want condolences. Also,
Sorry
I
to
don't want
laugh.
anyone yelling at me because I did my best and I read all the books and I had an aquarium for Baby. I did everything right. Baby Gorgeous is passed. I don't want to talk about it. Baby Gorgeous did lay down a lot. And I thought it was cute, but maybe Baby Gorgeous, maybe that wasn't normal. I don't know.
Well,
maybe it was like something terrible. But I think it's our well. I think it's my neighborhood well. So I'd just like to say, fuck you, neighborhood well. And next time you guys ask me for more money for HOA, I'm going to show you a picture of Baby Gorgeous, who is now dead. Probably because of you, even though I treated the water. So thanks a lot. Dicks.
Wow. Well, I guess that's real karma for coming from my eyebrows, huh?
Yeah, it just happened. Literally. I can't even remove
Can I say
Baby
something
Gorgeous,
more
my
mean?
fish.
Your pet died, and I'm like, well, that's what you get. No, I'm just kidding. I was just being ridiculous.
No, you don't have to apologize. It's my fault. I'm the murderer. And also,
You're not a murderer.
I am. And I've gotten a lot of
Fish die.
messages like, Ronnie, you better take care of this fish. And here's how to take care of this fish. And I'm a fucking beta professional. And by the way, I'm not bitching at you. Thank you for all your advice. The reason I'm mad is because I actually followed that advice. I did what you guys told me. I got the tank that you guys told me, the size that you told me. I treated the water like you told me. I did the testing like you told me. Baby Gorgeous was like my friend. Like, he would come up to the window and like he would wag his tail at me like a dog. It was such a good guy, and then it's like, well, what did he do? He didn't do anything to deserve this, and really neither did Seizure Guy. What did your eyebrows do to deserve to get made fun of when they were going through that trauma? Nothing, but it still happened. I just want to apologize to everybody.
Ronnie, what the point is that sometimes nature happens, okay? There are things we can't control, whether it's our eyebrows or our fish. Listen, fish are famously very dive-forward pets. Like they
are.
They're like one of their big features is that they often go belly up, and you can take care of them so well. But fish die. Fish die. Fish die all the time.
That's one of the saddest things, because parents
pain.
give fish at parties. They still do that sometimes. They give people as party favors a little bag of a goldfish. You know that goldfish is going to be dead in 2 days. Yeah. You're just teaching kids to just totally not care. You're already desensitizing them to this shit. And I just want to say, I'm not desensitized to it. I cried over Baby Gorgeous for a long time.
You were very sad.
Hold on, I've got to chew some gum.
He's not getting choked up, everyone. He's just chewing gum, if you're wondering. Maybe he is getting choked up. But either way, Baby Gorgeous was a hero and an icon, and we will all remember Baby Gorgeous, a wonderful betta fish. And Baby Gorgeous's spirit is going to live on in the B-roll of Below Deck Down Under, which features the best marine life ever seen on Bravo. And it really has climax with the two fat whale sharks sitting on the bottom of the ocean, holding hands like a nearly 50-year-old married couple. One whale shark kind of hates the other whale shark, but at the end that it just is love. It is whale shark love.
Aww. Guys. Okay, so what
Margo
also
got
happened
drunk.
is Margo's a goddamn alcoholic. So
That's where this all started, which is that Margo, who's like, I just want to be on service. She finally gets on service and she's doing okay, but then Luke texts her and it kind of like fucks her up for the day, and she starts drinking on the job.
What the fuck was that text, by the way?
Yeah, fuck him.
I didn't write it down, but the text was something along the lines of, "This is Luke, and I would appreciate a moment of your time when you've got the time to spare to speak with you in person." No. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think you get a televised monologue apology, sir, which is what you're going for. You want that good old-fashioned apology on camera, which you are being refused. And I think it's right to be refused, sir. So fuck off with your text. That's what I say. And I'm so glad she didn't call him back.
Yeah, I'm really glad she didn't call him back, but I also felt really terrible for her because that really will fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse to drink on the job, but it made me understand why she wasn't thinking so clearly in those moments. So she was drinking on the job, and Aesha, I have to say, Aesha she really, Aesha messes up for sure, as we'll see in this episode, but she really picked up on the fact that Margo was drunk. She sussed it out. I guess maybe it's not that hard, but to me, I don't know if I would have necessarily.
Well, Margo seems like she's always drunk. Let's be honest. Margo, we've all known a drunk. Some of us have been one, or are currently one now.
Aspiring.
And we've seen Margos before who just walk around like, well, I don't know about that. Fuck that iron. But really, I love shirts. God, you know what feels good? Sand in my toes. God, I love that. Wish there was air conditioning in here. Talking to a fucking
Or
iron. Like we've all
good
seen
job, Margo. Like all of a sudden, very loudly praising herself. You did it, Marge.
Whoa, pat on the back, Marge. Ow, Marge, that was pretty hard, Marge. Sorry, Marge. So we've seen it, and she definitely is veering into that territory. Also, I'd like to, two things. First, on the subject of Aesha noticing it, of course, because Aisha's one of those tricky fucking people. Aisha's like, look at me, I'm so nice. All I want to do is help my employees. She's getting right in your ass and smelling your breath is what she's doing. That's why she's hugging people all the time. She's like a fucking detector of anything. She can she's both your doctor. She can feel a lump in your body if there is one there. She'll know if you're drunk. She'll know if you just fucked. She's just like an animal sniffing around, figuring out whatever CSI shit she's got to figure out about you.
Yeah, she knows. So Margo got into trouble.
Oh, the other thing. I'm so sorry, Ben. The second part, because I said the first part. Okay, I know you're all excited. This is huge. The second part, I also blame Laura for this because Laura was second stew before she got fired. Her stupid ass. And by the way, you're not forgiven
Really
either.
one of the
Person who hasn't apologized even over text. But she was constantly drinking on the job in front of Margo, thinking it was hilarious. Like, look at me having this wine and all that. And so I think that when you see somebody do that at work, then you're like, oh my God, she didn't get in trouble.
I can do.
And she's clearly wasted at all times. So she thought it was kind of fun and funny to do it. But, apparently it wasn't.
Undermining comes back. So that happens. She gets in trouble.
Latvian alcohol undermining.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Hey listeners, you need to know that Wondery's shocking true crime podcast, Over My Dead Body, is back for a 4th season, Gone Hunting. This newest season covers the story of Mike Williams. It was Mike's 6th wedding anniversary when he set off on a hunting trip into the gator-infested swamps of North Florida. He figured he'd be back in time to take his wife Denise out to celebrate, but he never came back. Friends and loved ones feared he met his fate through bad luck and a group of hungry alligators, leaving his young family behind. Except that's not what happened at all. And after 17 years, a kidnapping, and the uncovering of a secret love triangle, the truth would finally be revealed. Enjoy Over My Dead Body, Gone Hunting on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Over My Dead Body early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus. I want you to picture Steve Jobs tinkering with a computer in his garage, Walt Disney drawing cartoons for his high school newspaper. Every big moment starts with a big dream, but what happens when that dream turns out to be an even bigger failure? Each week on Wondery's new podcast, The Big Flop, host Misha Brown is joined by different comedians to chronicle some of the biggest failures and blunders in pop culture history. Each episode will have you thinking, why in the world did this get made? From box office flops like Cats the movie, to Action Park, New Jersey's infamous theme park that had countless injuries, many lawsuits, and rides so wild it became known as Class Action Park. Or Quibi, that short-form video platform with an even shorter lifespan. It's a story of a spectacular failure with lots of surprises along the way. Enjoy The Big Flop on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Big Flop early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus.
So she gets in trouble, but she doesn't get fired, which is good. And then the other thing, so Zarina finally gives in and makes out with Joao, and they go from like flirtation to making out to full-on bunny sex happening in the bunk. They just do it, and they do it hard. And not only that, they go from like flirtation to now they are acting like an old married couple because like they're constantly like touching each other and kissing each other in the galley, which honestly I'm actually okay with, but I am wondering what's going to happen with Zarina and her friend who may or may not be Brooke from Below Deck Med.
I think it's not Brooke because at some point she said her friend Billy. So I think that was B. Yeah. So
Billie Jean King.
Yes, exactly. Huge news story. Actually, to people who live in the past, that isn't actually
Joao
huge.
kind of looks like a lesbian.
I could see that. So certainly a sturdy person. So yeah, they ended up banging like little bunny rabbits. There is so much chaotic, crazy energy in this couple. I mean, from both sides, really. And they've also they're acting like an old married couple in how they're touching and how they're treating each other, but also in the resentments that they have towards each other are already like they've been together 20 years. I mean, she resents him 20 years worth for sure. And he didn't do anything to her. She has seen him on TV, certainly, and she has seen how he has treated her friend. And so she knows better. But now she's resenting him for things he hasn't even done to her yet, which I don't really think is fair. Although, shit, I mean, I resent a lot of people who haven't done anything to me yet. You know, I mean, I resent Britney Spears' husband. He hasn't done anything to me. I've always resented him. You remember when we met him and I refused to get in the picture? Yeah, I resented him back then.
I took a picture with him because he was hot, and I just will remember Sam. What's his last name?
Asghari or something like that, right?
I remember talking to him. It was like Katie Kazorla's party, and so I was talking to him. It was not easy at all. He was actually very, very nice, and he was saying
as he stared at an exit sign. By the way, he's one of those people that you're talking to him, but he's not. He's like, yeah, I'm so nice, and he's like literally looking at an exit sign.
He has a surprisingly high voice, and it was just very funny because we were talking, and he's like, so you do podcasting? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on podcast. He goes, oh yeah, I've been on radio before. They say I'm pretty good on radio. I have a good voice for radio. I was like, yeah, absolutely, Sam.
Really? For what channel? The Teletubbies? Do they have a Teletubbies channel on Sirius? You're a shoo-in. Okay.
I'm going to do it. I was like, you know what? You may have just the most amazing body, but I'm like, sometimes you go for little wins in life, and I'm like, but the voice. So anyway, the point is, what was the point?
This recap is going to be 90. There's so much to cover on Bravo. You know what we should talk about? My parents' relationships.
Let me tell you something. So Rena and Joao are acting like two happy sharks on the bottom of the ocean right now. But so the last thing that happened, which was honestly my favorite thing, one of my favorite things that happened all season. I think you know what this is, Ronnie. A lactose fight.
Dairy fights.
The best. So this group of women, I meant to look at their preference sheet because I'm convinced they all work in tech in some way up in the Bay Area, or they work at like Salesforce or something, or like Yahoo. They're like the last employees of Yahoo. So they're all up there on this boat, this group of women. It's girls' trip. And it's like just chaotic rage towards each other. And so there's this one girl named G. And so they all have different food preferences. One girl's sort of semi-kosher. One girl does. So I think she doesn't eat bacon. One girl doesn't eat gluten. One girl doesn't eat this. So there's one girl named G. And she's lactose intolerant. And she forgot to put it onto her preference sheet, which is kind of dumb. I mean, how do you forget to do that? But she forgot. So she has her pills. And there's this one girl, Sarah, who just like can't conceive that this woman could be lactose intolerant if she has pills. She's like, well, you have pills, so that makes you not lactose intolerant because you got pills to fix it. And she's like, I know, because G is asking Aesha like how much dairy is in this because she wants to know how many pills to take.
Right. Now, Sarah is a fucking slob monster, first of all.
She's a nightmare.
Sarah, shame on you. Shame on half of you, actually. Shame on half of you.
You know she works at House, Haus, and she like runs some sort of account management thing, and everyone under her can't stand her. You know it.
She's a slob monster.
She works at Uber. She works at Uber headquarters.
I feel like she works at like Ashley Furniture, and she's like really overly aggressive on recliner couch sales, and she's just like she's bullying me into buying a couch that I still hate to this day. I took notes on that couch. I fucking hate that couch.
I blame her. She works in corporate America in some way, but corporate tech America. And when you get an email from her, your heart starts to race in a bad way because you know there'll be so many bullet points and so many things in bold and so many things in italics and hyperlinks and like agendas. You know the type of email, Ronnie, because I know we know the type of email, right? You know
all of those things.
And you
those
know
are all
that
of my least favorite
and you know her
things.
and you know her iPhone background is her on her wedding day.
Oh, girl. And always will be. You know it always fucking will be. And she's one of those people who tries to have like a burner Facebook account so she can like talk shit to people and not get fired from her job. But she can't resist having one photo of her wedding in there somehow. You know, it's like, oh, it's a picture of a squirrel. Oh, it's a picture of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Oh, it's a picture of a pride flag. Oh, here's me getting married. It's like, we see you. I still see you. God, you can't even stop from posting your fucking wedding picture on your Finsta. Okay, so anyway, she's a slob monster. So this chick gets so mad at this girl, G, and G's like, what's the big deal? I'm not saying I can't have dairy. I'm saying I have to take a dairy pill. That's all. She goes, who doesn't put that on their preference sheet? Who doesn't? And this woman's going crazy, screaming in her face, spitting with her little slob monster face, spitting all over poor G. And G's like, what the hell? What did I do? And so she gets up to leave. And then this other girl, the Sarah girl, keeps yelling in her face and comes up and she's like, nobody likes you. And we had to pick straws on who's going to share rooms with you. That's how much everyone hates you. Wow. And then she tells her, and you can't talk to me like this. I'm the primary. Thinking that she doesn't want to be a mortifying below deck guest and be an asshole about the preference sheet. I see where she's coming from, but you're being the biggest monster of the entire season now.
Exactly. And by the way, it's like the only non-white girl of the group. And so like they're like grabbing Sarah, they're covering Sarah's mouth. They're like, Sarah, like they're like, you're gonna regret this. Just no one likes her. She's a cut fitness. No one likes her. And it's like she's lactose intolerant. They're like questioning her being lactose intolerant. They're questioning why didn't she put it on, and like why, like they're questioning why she's having a conversation. Zarvina's standing there the entire time, by the way. Like, so do you need dairy? Is it okay if you have dairy in your brown bowl of food tonight? And
I'm working very hard on turning dairy brown. So I'd like to know if it's going to work tonight for this dish. And also her friend is trying to...
lactose in your tomahawk steak tonight. Is that okay?
Can't have lactose, but you can have tomahawk, right? Would that work?
Are you tomahawk intolerant? You have pills for tomahawk.
So her friend is trying to talk her down from the ledge, and she's screaming. And of course, and this happens in the second episode too with another pair of women who think that no one can hear them because they've closed a door. Do you not have Bravo? Is there no Bravo where you people live? That's when they turn the mics up, you dummies. Both pairs of you. So this first pair is in the bathroom, and she's like, I hate her. She's a cut fitness. And her friend goes, I like her, and I'm just trying to be a peacemaker. So maybe G's a cut fitness. I love cut fitnesses.
Honestly, I thought that was like one of the most lovely defenses of someone. You know what? Because like that was like, she was like, I know who she is and I love her for it. I was like, that was so great of her.
Yeah. So then these women do a dinner where, of course, they're like, can we have the guys serve us in Speedos? Which is like a new thing, which, you know, Bravo, I know you think you're hilarious. And I wouldn't even compare men being treated this way to women being treated. I'm not going to be like that because men do not have a history of being completely devalued by women and treated like sex objects. And I'm not even going to compare them. And anyone who does is full of shit. And you need to rethink that. And I don't care if you're a man or the woman. This goes the same for all of you. It's not the same. But it's still not a great look. And to have it happen in every time, there's like it's happening too much. And I don't know. I feel like we've come a long way to just... It's going to look really bad in a couple of years when people have decided that's gross.
You know what? It's for me, it's more like, yes, it will. But for me, it's also just like, I'm just kind of getting over. I'm like a little over it. Like, I'm just... Listen, I love seeing guys. I love seeing shirtless guys. I'm just sort of bored with it a little bit, you know?
To me, it's not even like about sexism or assault or anything like that. It's about sheer disrespect. It's just gross. Like, I think it makes you all look gross, and I think it makes you look like you're treating people like, I don't know. It's gross. I don't like it. It's not a good look. Stop it. So basically, this whole group is terrible. Yeah. And the captain is invited to dinner and refuses. He's like, no, I will take a lot. I will not sit with you slobs. There is no fucking way I'm doing it. So he didn't do it. And I was like, good for him.
Good for him. I'm so curious to know what these women do, and I'm like trying to look it up. But I know the moment I press play on the episode to try to look at the preference sheets, it's going to make noise on the episode. So I'm just gonna like not look. But
They're all going to be different too. We don't have
just
time to sit here and read.
I just want to look at one of them. Can I look at one of them?
Yeah,
Can I just look at one? I'm sorry, everyone. I know we have a whole lot to do.
I'm just saying, in your defense, if you didn't want to look at them, it would be understandable because there's so many and they're all different. It's because of
Sorry, see, that's making noise, right? Did that make noise?
It's Californians on top of it, which you already mentioned. So
yeah,
you know how we get in old California. Like,
okay,
no one can just order anything. You got to order it your own fucking way. You know.
Okay, let's see what G is. I'm on a screenshot with G, and she is. It's too small now. Why? I feel like every episode. Okay. Zara and Melissa. They are friends. Oh, really? Top real estate broker and creative director. Huh. I really thought for sure it was going to be people who worked at like Google or something. I'm like a little sad that they're real estate broker and like creative director. Like I'm
this
like
Zara?
Sad now. Yeah. I'm sad.
Yeah.
My theory's
so you can't read the rest of it?
Well, you know what? I just realized this is not going to be compelling for anyone. So
I'm sitting here waiting.
Okay, fine. I'm going to go back.
You can't promise and then not tell me what's on there.
I got sad because you know what? I got sad. I got deflated because my theory. I felt so good about my theory that when it didn't come true, I was sad. Okay, so I'm looking at I'm trying to look at the sheet now because now I've closed the tab. Okay. So what we know is Zara and what's her face, realtor and creative director, okay, and they're in the Bay Area. I have to open up this. Let's see. Okay.
Is that where Carl lives?
Bay Area. Okay. So okay. Here are the people. Danley. There's someone named Danley, which is hilarious. An executive client director at a branding firm who has lived in Asia for a decade. Wow, way to go, Danley. Okay,
well, go, Danley.
Sarah, an account manager for a major pharmaceutical company in Richmond, Virginia.
No, I want to know what they want on their preference sheets.
Oh.
Like who's dairy? Like, do you want dairy? Do you want...
I just want to know where they worked.
Oh no, I care like who's gluten free and you know what, it's too much. I feel like there's just too many profiles to go through. They're all different, they're all uninteresting, they're all basically jerks. Okay, even the ones that are trying to make peace eventually are total assholes.
Well, Shoshana is a member of my tribe, and I think she was the one who requested no bacon, and then one of them requested no gluten, and then something like that.
I mean, I feel like those are all fair. Like, I'm not going to come for people like that. I'm a pescatarian. I feel like that's one of the most annoying things. Also, I killed a fish. So let's line up to flagellate me for that one. But yeah, I'm a pescatarian, and I feel like that's one of the most annoying things because it's like not even morally above anything. It's just like, I'm just being picky to be picky. Like, I'll eat some dead things.
Well,
just not
berries.
Those dead things.
I can't.
So I feel like I'm an asshole too.
I can't go on below deck because I would request no berries, and then I would get something with a strawberry on it, probably, because the producers would know it would get a rise out of me. And I would probably be like, send it back, and it would be like the cliffhanger for the week. And then what would happen is in the week between the two episodes, like, look at that fucking asshole who can't even eat a strawberry. They're delicious. And then everyone on podcasts would be like, who doesn't like strawberries and raspberries? That guy's a fucking Los Angeles liberal bullshit, like elite, So I
might be like, you guys, but I love Los Angeles liberal elites. Oh my God, my Botox is so good. I got Botox this week. Look, I can't make my face. Okay, so anyway, now let's start with the show because we're
34 minutes in. 34 minutes in, but I hope everyone's happy. We just summarized 2 episodes worth.
Is this going to be a 2-part episode of Below Deck?
It cannot be. It cannot. Actually, it won't be because there really was not that much that happened this first episode. I'm just going to say that right now.
That has never stopped us before. Okay,
that's true.
So let's get on with it. So, first night, now we've got a lady licking nipples, right? Zara. She's a slob. Okay, so she's licking, I guess, Harry's nipples. Is it Harry?
Someone's nipples. She's licking all the nipples. It's just
she's like, put it on my face. And Shoshana's like, oh my God, this is brilliant. Which I feel like Shoshana says all the fucking time. She's just got that face where she It just looks natural for her to be going, oh my God, that is fucking brilliant.
She has to do it. She's like a Caldecott like award. She's put her seal on experiences. It's like, gets the Shoshana, this is brilliant award. She is like, no, she has to treat everything like Stregonona. You know, like she has to put her little silver seal on books, and it's because she has to, because that way when she goes home, she'll be like, oh my God, we had the best time. It was officially brilliant. It was Shoshana brilliant. It was so good. Just to make all her friends
mom ever
jealous.
says, you know what we should have named you? Shoshana. Okay? Shush. Anna, shush.
No, her mom. Well, the thing is this. I think the reason why Shoshana says this is gonna be a 10-hour recap, because the reason why Shoshana says, "Oh my God, this is brilliant" so many times is because every time she goes home to report about the brilliant thing, her mom gives her the old "Well, your father and I," as in, "Well, your father and I went to a new restaurant. It was very good." It's like, Mom, I'm telling you about the thing that was brilliant. Well, it was very good. I had a lovely tomato caprese.
Well, your father and I went on Royal Caribbean. Let me tell you, there were no nipples in our face, but we did have some very nice bass.
Well, your father and I saw Oppenheimer. Didn't care for it too much, but it was very interesting. And there was a lecture
what your father
afterwards.
and I thought? It was so disturbing to come out of Oppenheimer. I mean, what a film. To see all of these people dressed in pink singing I'm Kenneth. What does that even mean?
Well, your father and I actually went to a lecture with Tate Donovan talking about acting. He's a very fascinating man, actually.
Damages.
He is on something called the OC.
Okay, so
Shoshana just always gets one up by her mom. Just saying, yeah, that's
she's like,
fine.
wow, Mom, that is brilliant. Loser mom. She has like different intonations to say this is brilliant.
Shoshana just trying to outshine her mom.
Shoshana, was that one of your sarcastic "this is brilliant," or was that one of your like legitimate "this is brilliant"? You're talking to your father and I. Don't start with that.
No, but the crew, the guys, they all took off their shirts. Well, that sounds like a very Goyish thing to do. Your father and I, we decided to go get Chinese food instead. It was very good.
So Aesha's like, these guests are low. They're very high pitched, very loud. And I'm being told my voice is a lot. And if that's what I sound like to other people, I'm so sorry.
Then, so now the guys are downstairs, and then the primary, Melissa, she's doing this thing where she's just talking at the centerpiece of the table. She like won't look at anyone, so she's just sort of like looking generally in front of her. She's like, can it just be about eating and stuff? Does it have to be about guys taking their shirts off? Can it just be about eating?
And Zara's like, oh, hey, wait, Culver, you've got something on your... Oh, wait a minute, that's your big dick. And no, if we're eating anything, it's going to be Culver's dick. All right? And Melissa's like, if this were a group of men with women, this would be totally different. Yeah, it would. It would be different. But it's not. You know, it's Culver. But still, Culver. I think it's gross. I'm with her on that. I think it's gross. I just don't like the comparison.
But they're all having a great time, and she's not, so she ruins it for everyone. And Zara's like,
this is not bananas to bananas.
Hey, speedo guy. Hey, so she doesn't want to objectify men. Can you like put on like t-shirts or something? And Melissa's like, I don't want to objectify anyone. Okay, I don't want to objectify anyone. What don't you understand? So the guys are like, okay, so they have to put on shirts.
And Harry's like, wow, they're really wild down there. Shall I take this whistle? Shall I play this whistle next time? A whistle!
And Melissa's like, guys, this is embarrassing. Okay?
So then I love that this group, like, they think they're so wild, and meanwhile, they're being delivered tofu soup. It's just, I don't know why, just the juxtaposition of that cracked me up.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So Harry's like, you know what? I'm here to give the best experience and get the best tip possible. And even if that means she's got to pull my body down and have a look, then so be it. I'm like, I think everyone can get a pretty clear picture from the budgie smuggler. I think everyone's been There's been no yanks. No yanks.
No yanks. So you look at Ben all Southern today. No yanks. So the
Well, I got to
captain
make
checks
up for my liberal elite status. Los Angeles status. Not eating berries.
So the captain checks on Serena. She's doing Wagyu beef, and I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I don't care. Is this where nothing starts to happen?
Light nothing happens. So Zara gets out. She gets out of the banquet, and then she like goes to the wheelhouse and just kind of like passes out on the bench there, sort of like she passes out but sitting up. And then entrees are coming out, and Margo's doing laundry, and everyone loves the food. So Aesha basically is like, Dick Crew, could you please keep an eye on Zara? And so Joao has to like run up to the wheelhouse, and he's like
putting on his clothes because he was stripping too. He's like, oh, hello, you're right up here. And she's like, hi, do I interrupt something up here? What's going on?
He's like, what would you like to watch? A documentary about Zimbabwe? Because I can just tell it to you.
Zimbabwe by Ken Burns. As told by Joao.
And she's like, I just wanted to watch you. And he goes, what would you like to watch? And she's like, this is you dairy. I hate cut finishes who don't eat dairy.
Joao goes, I'm like a cat in a corner. I'm not a little scared of her. I'm petrified. Meow.
So he's like, Captain Joao, Captain, could you meet me at the bridge? It's not what it looks like, I promise.
And so she's like, oh my God, it's the captain. Oh my God. It's okay that I'm here. Okay. And he's like, sure. And Harry is watching this with Culver down on the screens because I can see video feeds. And he's like, get out of my fridge, am I right?
And Joao just runs out of there as soon as Jason gets in there, just leaving Jason with her. And she's like, hey, so you do not steer the ship with that little guy over there, that little steering wheel. That's a joke, right? That's not embarrassing. Do you see other yachts with big wheels? And we're like, oh my God, I'm like mortified right now. You want a big wheel, right? You want a big wheel. I can be a big wheel. Look at my handles. Put your hands in my handles. Spin me around, Captain.
Zoom, I'm a wheel. And he's like, all right, you can leave now. And he's pissed at Joao because Joao wouldn't even take one for the team and left him with her.
Yeah.
You know? So then Joao goes down and is like making out with Zarina and telling her about the captain. And Zara's like, now she's moved over to the map screen thing, which is Captain Sandy's favorite show. I wonder if she's waiting for the show Wind to come on, which is Captain Sandy's favorite.
So
just sitting here waiting for the live feed of Wind.
From the producers of Yellowstone comes Wind. By
Taylor Sheridan presents Wind.
Starring Nick Nolte.
He plays Cowboy Wind.
Starring an actor of a certain age who was really big in the 90s. Nick Nolte.
Who got famous and then immediately left his wife the minute he was famous again.
Wind,
Kevin Costner,
starring
you
Tom
piece of
Skerritt.
shit. Wow. So
Did Kevin Costner do that? Of course
I
he
heard.
did.
That's what I heard from the ladies this weekend. My mom's friends. I was over doing some shopping with Rhonda's friends. And just her one friend, Cindy. We were at the Hobby Lobby, which I was very ashamed to even go into. I'm sorry, everybody who got mad that I went in there, but I had to. And Cindy told me that Kevin Costner got famous again and left his wife. So really fucking classy, Kevin. Someone who stood through you through all of your years of non-fame. And now you get a little more famous. You know you're about to start pooping yourself, Kevin. You're close to that. And you need to be nicer to people who are with you during this whole time and stop writing this Yellowstone thing like it's going to run forever. That show is terrible. I can't even believe it's still on.
I actually really want to watch it.
Don't do it. So the point is, they have this whole sideline with the ranch hands. Nobody cares. Okay? Stop it. So Zara is now looking at she's watching Wind, Taylor Sheridan's Wind on the screen.
Starring Tom Skerritt and Tom Skerritt and Nick Nolte.
And she's like, so where's the Bermuda Triangle? And the captain goes, in Bermuda. I'd love to fucking leave you there. If that's a possibility.
Would you like to explore it?
You want to watch me turn this tiny wheel around as I head straight towards it?
Are you going to size shame the Bermuda Triangle also? Is it not big enough for you? So, basically, Jamie comes in. Jamie's the only one who actually decides to help out Captain Jason. She comes in and is like, oh, the food is here for waiting for you on the table. So she goes with her. And now it's like after dinner, and they're clearing the table, and they're figuring out the breakfast schedule. And what is this?
Let's just
Girl
go to
in
the next
Orange.
day.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Let's just go to the next day. So we get to see the square-faced blowfish, like the multi-layered squares on his face, and
I missed
he's really
him.
cute.
I didn't see the
And
squarefish.
so
square-faced
Serena
blowfish.
and
Was
you
it a
missed it?
blowfish or a pufferfish? Because they're kind
It's
of
not.
the
I
same.
don't know. I don't think it's a blow. Well, maybe it's like square. It's like folds. It's like earlobes. It's like if there were like 5 earlobes wrapped around a square, but they're all like neon. Maybe not neon, but like shiny. They look like they're made out of shiny material. It's a really
sounds
weird
fabulous.
looking, but beautiful fish.
Okay.
Also, I've realized why I'm getting horizontal wrinkles is because how they're putting the Botox. Okay, I just need to make all this not move. So Serena is tired. Joao's tired. Everyone's tired. She's grabbing his ass, and he's going to take her on a date later. So he's like, are you excited for your date? And she's like, are you going to print out a card that has a yes or no checkbox on it? Is that what you're going to do for this date?
No, but I was thinking of giving you a postcard from Zim. So she's like, I'm excited about my date with Joao, but my walls are up. And Joao has come into the season as the most perfect man, which every time she says that, I'm like, is he? And you know that you just want to go run off into the mountains with and get married, because apparently I guess that's a weird fantasy I have of going to the mountains to get married. Anyway, once a fuckboy, always a fuckboy. I don't trust that he won't wake up one day and just leave and go down the mountainside, and here I am, and with altitude sickness. Waiting
There's
for
nothing
an
worse
oxygen
than being
tank.
stuck alone on a mountain, you know? And Serena's like, please don't put me in any embarrassing situations. And he goes, what? Pot calling kettle? Am I right? And then we see the clip of her telling everyone after they banged, the first thing I told him is that you're circumcised, which is funny. So now it's getting ready for departure. So they're eating breakfast, and
micro review.
Serena tells Aesha that she is doing avocado toast, right? Okay, so meanwhile, the ladies are coming to breakfast. They're talking about diving, and Aisha's like, you guys having drinks? And I think Shoshana claimed to be the one, but I don't remember if it was actually
No,
her
it was
or not.
Shoshana. Shoshana's
Okay.
like, can we have a drink? Can we drink before we go scuba diving? And
Yeah, she's like, should we not do bloodies? I don't know if we should do this before scuba diving. And Aisha's just like, yeah, I mean, all right. Yeah, you should. Why not?
I mean, personally, I feel like I don't even have to ask Aisha. I feel like if I'm plunging myself underwater, with a tank, I don't think I should have alcohol in my system. I just is like a general instinct I have.
I don't feel that way at all.
You feel like you should be boozed up.
Always, unless they specifically tell you you're gonna like die from Tito's or something like that, I would just be like, I'm on vacation. Who doesn't snorkel drunk, or dive drunk? Like, of course I'm gonna be fucking drunk. I've got an oxygen tank. What else do you need?
It's true. There's no roads. You're like, oh
what
no,
am I gonna run
I crashed
into a
into
fish?
Fivehead. You could crash into Fivehead, and that would be a head-on collision.
You guys, I ran into the neon 5 earlobe fish. I feel terrible.
Did someone send you? Did they send it to both of us or just to me? Or I think they sent it to both of us. The video of the guy trying to he was trying to hammer. It was a scuba diver trying to hammer something or chisel something under the water, and the 5-head fish kept on going up to him and pestering him. Did you see that?
No, that's
5-head kept on trying to eat what he was doing, and he literally took 5-head. He put his hand on 5-head's 5-head and pushed 5-head back, and 5-head came back like, no, I want to eat. I feel like there's something for me to eat here. Can I eat?
Yeah,
Can I eat?
5-head's like, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar, bro.
5-head was so annoying in that video. Oh, I have to find it. It was a great video.
Do you know
Thank you.
Do you know how many restaurants 5-head has his sketch drawing of his face? People are like, do not serve 5-head. Okay, like 5-head comes up to the soda fountains and literally puts his mouth under them and drinks directly from the fountain.
Let me tell you something. 5-head is the person who goes to the prime rib station at the buffet and just stands there with their plate and just like hovers over and waits for the new prime rib to come out. And it's just like, that chef is like, can you just take a step back? It's coming out.
Okay, so this is basically Serena is waiting to hear what the ladies want with their avocado toast, but Aesha's just kind of all over the place and busy, and they're also having to make all these different kinds of drinks for the ladies first thing in the morning, and
sort of chatting.
She's not communicating. And Serena is calling her, but she's not on her radio, and it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen with this avocado toast? And she's getting more and more upset, and then they decide they want eggs, and they all want a poached egg, because of course they're the slob monsters, and they have to order the most difficult fucking kind of egg to make.
But
okay,
to be fair, if I'm on a yacht, I'm getting avocado toast. I want a poached egg on it because I feel like
really I hate poached eggs. They're disgusting, leaky fucking monsters. Gross.
Is it because is the runniness, or you just don't like all the wetness?
Both the runniness and the wetness, that just
the runniness
gooey
is
and the
I'm
taste.
into
There's like
it.
a
Yes.
metallic taste to that rawness of the egg. I just think it's disgusting.
Listen,
I had a quail egg the other day. It was like a pickled quail egg that was jellied in the middle. I'd never had a quail egg. I couldn't even believe they were serving them in Lakeway, Texas, but I had one.
was it like a 1,000-year egg or whatever they're called?
Yeah, it was like brown on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like those.
I'm just not classy.
I guess we
enough
just
for that
have.
shit.
I guess you
You're
just
classy. I'm trash.
I'm a Los Angeles elite who eats exotic egg dishes, and I'm okay with poached things. You're like American. I'm a Texan who eats my eggs hard.
I want
Hard
my
and
eggs
over
like I
easy.
want my men, hard and on potatoes.
I want my eggs the way I want Kevin Costner's ex to face life, hard.
Oh, okay. So basically, Serena gets mad that there's no communication.
Because Aesha is like, how are those avocado toasts coming? And she's like, I haven't gotten any orders yet. And she's like, oh, sorry.
So Serena is annoyed, but she's like, at least I don't have to deal with those crazy women. And Aesha does have to, so I can forgive her. So then she delivers the most gigantic toast that have ever been toasted. I've never seen servings like this from a chef on Below Deck. Everything she makes is like, what's that place? Claim Jumper. Claim Jumper.
No, it's like,
have you ever been to Claim Jumper?
I haven't, but you know what it's like? What's that? What's that crazy restaurant? I went to it in Vegas. Hash House A Go-Go. Have you been to there?
I would never. I mean, you just took away all of your classy poached quail egg asshole bullshit. And
Life is about
right
balance, Ronnie. It's about balance. It's about having small quail eggs one day and enormous tombstone-sized breakfasts the other day.
Hash House Hoedown, what's it called?
Hash House A Go-Go. Have you heard of this place?
I'm totally going there. No, what is it? But I love the name. It sounds like trash.
Look up a photo. They serve the biggest breakfast you've ever seen. And honestly, I went there once. I got some sort of like pancake thing. It was enormous and it was actually delicious. Hash House A Go-Go. I think it started in San Diego.
It's Twisted Farm Food, and it is gigantic. They have these waffles that are towers. Okay, the waffles are just the side, and it's 4 waffles making like a Lego tower. And then towering above them is some sort of hash brown tower that they built.
The chicken and waffles is literally, it's so huge. Wow. I mean, I went, of course, I did also go there like probably 2008 or so, or 2007. So it's been a while. Maybe if I went now, I'd be like, this stuff is actually disgusting. But at that time in my life, in that moment, it worked for me. Just like Kevin Costner did for that lady.
And there's no prices on the menu. Oh, wait, are there? I think you share. You must have to share. Okay, we need to get on with
I got
this.
my own individual, I'm going to say.
That was the avocado toast. So that served the whatever. Who cares? I don't care. Everyone's getting ready to go. Now they're going to go diving, right? So they're going to take Luca diving with them. They get there. The dive instructor is like, so has anybody had alcohol? And one of the ladies, who's honestly an idiot, first of all, who invited her? She goes, I mean, drinking, yeah. Like, we're a group of friends on vacation.
Like, I think we all did. And they're like, shut up.
thinking it's a joke. Like, haha. He's just like, hey, ladies, have you had a drink today? And she's like, LOL, we so did. And he's like, then you can't go in. Because
Shoshana is not happy. Shoshana goes, she does that kind of like perky anger where she goes, well, we specifically asked if it would impact it, and we were told no. So I don't know if you remember, but you're in contention for a, oh my God, this is so brilliant medal, and you're kind of ruining it right now.
Yeah, guess what? Guess who's winning the This Is Not So Brilliant bronze? You. Okay, you are. And Zara's like, it's only one drink. It's like, shut up, Zara. Okay, you can still shut up. You've not atoned yet. And the guy's like, it doesn't matter. One drink, you can't go diving. And one of the ladies, I don't know if it's Shoshana or not. I just like saying Shoshana.
It's probably
I love
Shoshana
that name in general. I've always loved it, but I hope it was her. She goes, so why not? Oh, just curious. Just curious. Why not?
She's about to write a letter. She's already drafted a letter, and the guy's like, it's Australian law. She's like, oh, okay. Excuse me one moment. I am about to lead a march on Canberra at the moment.
And she's like, well, that's unfortunate because I wouldn't have had a drink if I had known that. Just a statement. That's just a statement.
Just putting it out there.
Just putting it out there. So they're pissed. And one of the ladies, which, by the way, the customer service on the diving guy, not great. Okay. I mean, I don't know if it's usually good with diving instructors, but like have a little bedside manner. He's just like, no. And one of the other ladies is like,
that
well,
too, with this group.
Can we at least snorkel? And he goes, oh, yeah, you can snorkel. Okay, well, why didn't you say that, sir? Why didn't you say, guys, can't drink today or can't snorkel today, but can't dive today, but you can snorkel. You know what I mean? Have some finesse, dude.
Yeah, I guess with a snorkel, if you get too wasted, you can just puke through it and just make it look like a whale, a little vomit whale, you know.
Oh, is that what it is? I guess if you're diving, you can't puke. Because when you dive, you can pee all over aren't you supposed to pee in your wetsuit? Isn't that a thing?
I don't know, but I recently have started watching Selling the OC, and Jason on there announced like, hey, you know what, with pools, I love swimming. I love peeing in pools. Listen, every guy pees in pools, right? Like if you're a guy and you have to pee, there's no reason not to pee in the pool. I'm like, that's not what I do whatsoever.
Yeah, that's gross, sir. So just got awkward in here.
Yeah, I was around here like, yeah, absolutely not me at all.
What?
So basically, yeah, they get to do snorkeling instead, and so then one girl goes, "We literally asked permission." And then Shoshana has a really sympathetic view to this. She goes, some jerk had too many drinks and died, and now none of us can have a sip.
That's how I feel about Fettermine. There used to be this diet pill, and it was so good. And
Kevin
someone
Fettermine?
just kept taking like, it wasn't Fen-Phen. I think that was was
not good. That was like speed, I think.
Yeah, but it was like that, but it was herbal. It was an herbal supplement. And the girl from Days of Our Lives who played Sammy used Xenadrine. You know, you've heard of that, right? Xenadrine. It was like a herbal thing, and I used to take it in the early 2000s, and that shit worked. Okay, I was cracked out of my mind. I was never hungry. It was amazing. And somebody died. Like, I felt like people just overused it because they were like, I want to be thinner, so I'm just going to take more pills. And then you have a heart attack. And then they outlawed it. And I'm still mad about it. I'm still very, very upset about it. Even when I see Sammy from Days of Our Lives now, I'm like, you know what? You should have said something, Sammy, and you didn't. You didn't stand for Xenadrine.
Xenadrine. Yeah, teenage Xenadrines gone bad.
They do go. Teenage Xenadrine.
You make me feel like I'm living a teenage Xenadrine.
Most energetic teenagers of all time. They're like, oh my God. They're like, wow, my teenager just can't stop vacuuming. So they do the snorkeling thing, and
by the way, the thing that is funny that happened is that the only people who did not drink were G and Sarah, the two who were having a big fight, and then they actually got to go scuba diving.
Can I just point out also, at least Sarah is showing some remorse today because Sarah has shut her fucking trap today. Okay. Sarah is not being evil.
She said one thing. She did say one thing that was evil. She goes, I would have drank this morning if I had known it would have gotten me out of this.
I just noticed that she was a lot less volatile this morning. So
I also noticed the Great Barrier Reef kind of died on all the areas she swam over.
It turned brown again. It's like, damn it. We just saved
She's that
part.
toxic.
Sarah is the reason crews from this show have to go plant on the Great Barrier Reef every season. So they ask Luca to do the dive, and they all love Luca because he's like a little pocket size. He's like adorable. He's like a big hot guy, but he's like those little toy versions of big things. What are they called? They're like little. They've got big heads,
Micro
like
machines.
big bobbleheads.
Oh, those Funko. The Funko.
I don't know. They're really. I have one here.
Yeah, I've got one
gave
of
me
Jess from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
And Jess's name is Zara. How about that? Full circle.
Someone gave me Varys, which I'm still offended by. JK.
I love my Jess
so
Funko.
Margo is checking on laundry. She's like, I'm going to check on laundry, Aesha. And Aesha's like, that would be splendid. And Margo has a monologue about how she's had a lot of ups and downs, but she doesn't want to be remembered as that girl who just wanted to do service, but then got busted drinking in hippie clothes at the end of the season. I need to redeem myself.
I don't want to look like that girl who tried to do a job but got wasted dressed like she was going to a Jimmy Buffett concert, R.I.P.
Getting caught being drunk dressed like that was hilarious. She was in yellow tinted sunglasses, a crazy wig from the 70s, and a headband. And
that's the Hawaiian shirt.
yeah. So then Culver brings her dirty towels, and she goes, I love dirty towels. It's like to prove how much she's trying to change.
I know. And then elsewhere, the girls are snorkeling, and one girl, it's probably Zara, is learning the hard way the difference between snorkeling and scuba diving, because she's like, wait, you don't go all the way under with snorkeling? I'm like, what part of that breathing tube says you put that underwater?
Yeah, literal idiot. So she gets some water in her mouth, and she goes, oh my God, that water tastes disgusting. Imagine how the fish feel with you seeping out your Jose Cuervo all over the Great Barrier Reef.
Your avocado toast essence. Those two sharks are trying to fuck down there. Get out of their space.
So Lucas... I think Lucas is fine. He's not done anything to make me hate him. He seems like a little sweetheart.
Well, guess what?
I don't trust men on below deck in general, so it takes me a minute to warm up. But he is swimming with the turtle in this episode, my favorite character on the show, the sea turtle. And it made me kind of fall in love. He was like literally swimming with it.
Luca is so cute. He has this nice little smile. You know what it is? Because he doesn't speak very much. So, like, usually, when people say, oh, the strong silent type, people are attracted to the strong silent type because they don't give you anything. So, therefore, there's nothing to, like, hate about them. So, he just smiles and just smiles. And
He's got crazy eyes. He's got real intense, like, big, his eyes are, like, slightly crazy.
And if you're concerned that, like, oh, it's such a bummer that Luca came on so late in the season because I feel like he only just got here and this season's about to end, don't be too upset. You know why?
Why?
Because he's a cast member of Below Deck Med.
How do you know?
Because I saw the trailer.
Oh my God, I just want to mentor people. Guys, I've made it so long. I've won about 7 Oscars and built mountains. There's them all named after me. And I was the lead captain on Saddam Hussein's famous cruise through Iraq. So I've done a lot, and I just want to mentor people now, guys. That's me, Captain Sandy.
Captain Sandy.
Just want to help people.
Hold on, I got a cat. I love to say here, but I got this new episode of Wind on. I got to see it. God, Tom Skerritt's so good.
I can hear the theme song now. Gosh. Wind. God, that's good. Can't wait to see Tom Skerritt pull this one off.
I love that they reunited him with Don Cheadle. God, they were great on Picket Fences together.
God, really, all this is missing is a little Harvish Finkelstein. Harvish Finkel.
Five-ish Finkel.
Five-ish.
He was named after the time that his mom approximately met his dad. It was around 5-ish.
That is fucking brilliant. Shoshana after every 5-ish episode of Picket Fences.
She had a 5-ish Finkel poster on her wall as a kid. You know that.
She had a Fievel fetish.
Your father and I, by the way, we just went to the 5-ish Finkel Museum. It was very interesting. You should have come along. How was
By
your
the way,
cruise?
Five-ish also made it all the way to The Good Wife. Another brilliant show.
I
Not by
know.
Taylor Sheridan.
R.I.P. Five-ish. R.I.P.
We loved you. Still do. Still in my heart. Still in our heart, Five-ish. Okay, and I'd like to believe that you would stand for Five-Head Fish. Okay, so Serena and Aesha are talking about Joao. Serena doesn't know if she can trust him. Aesha's like, yeah, because he's a douchebag. And she's like, am I going to look like an idiot? And Aesha's like, you are. So then Jamie and Culver are in the mess talking, and they have zero chemistry.
Zero.
And he's like, you want to try my magic drink? Chef Kim invented it for him. It's Dutch babies and protein in a shake. And Jamie tries to smile, but she does that squint smile, that squinting I hate you smile, and tries it and laughs.
She is like looking at him, hoping that today will be the day that she can use her eyes to shrink him down to thimble size so she can step on him.
Yeah. And I kind of like that, but why are you his girlfriend then? So dumb. So then Luca radios that the ladies couldn't dive, and the captain hears this, and he's like, uh-oh, this is a miss. This is an Aesha miss. She should have told them, no drinky drink. You've got a drink, you get refused. And so they are coming back to the boat, and it's very sad. And then we get a shot of my favorite, Five-Head. It's like these ladies leave, and Five-Head is literally miserable. He's like, no one else to talk to.
And so Shoshana, of course, they come back onto the boat, and Shoshana's like, goes up to Aesha and goes, remember how I asked you if we could all have a drink and still dive? She's like, I'm gonna get this bitch. This bitch fucking rude. But Aesha pulls a twist. She goes, oh no one asked me that. I was like, no,
never heard of that.
No, you must have asked a different person. It wasn't me.
And Shoshana's like, yes, you did. Somebody fucking asked me. So I asked somebody. Someone did.
No, it wasn't me.
Not me. No.
It wasn't
and then
me.
she tells the producer, did I really say that?
Shoshana caught me red-handed, lying on the kitchen floor. She asked me if she could have a drink before diving, and I said, sure.
Did I know that they tattletale to the diving instructor? No.
Did I know that they had changed Australian law so you couldn't drink before diving? No.
Did they molest Luca? Probably. Did they swim with Five-Head? Probably not.
It wasn't me.
Did they drink more down there? Probably. Did they molest a mollusk? Probably. So she's just denying it. So she asked the producers, did I say that? And the producer's like, yeah. And she goes, oh, I did, didn't I? Why would I do that?
What is wrong with me? No, I'll own it. You know, I shouldn't have told them to drink anything, and we need to make this up to them.
So now they do a big beach picnic. The guys are doing
on that
setup.
fucking K. You know what? I'm sick of that K. I don't want to see that K anymore because it's, you know, like it goes away.
It disappears.
Go stay on an island that doesn't disappear. It drives me nuts.
No one likes it temp. Okay.
Yeah,
no one
I
likes
hate
it
that
temp.
fucking little island.
Yeah, it's like when I complained about when people were mean to me my 1 week at Hearst Publications, and HR told me, you know what, Rondell, no one likes a temp. Okay, it's just part of life. You're just gonna have to get used to it. It'll be different next week.
Yeah.
wasn't.
Next week, the ocean will swallow you up and disappear, and any tender will get beached on you. So now they have fun. They're up there, and they've also, by the way, trapped Jason before they went onto the beach. They trapped him into like going to dinner tonight, so he's like really not excited about that. But they're all playing. They're playing on the beach. They're playing pong. It actually looks so fun. They're playing like just lots of games. Zara keeps trying to make Luca take his shirt off, but meanwhile,
Zara's enough. Like, I've had enough of Zara already. And this scene is basically about Luca and
Jamie.
What's-her-buns, Jamie, getting closer. And you know how to get close to somebody on Bravo. You say, should I take a selfie of us? And then they're like, oh my God, we should be on Real Housewives of New York together. So she starts falling for Luca, and she sees him having fun with everybody else. And I don't remember if it's now because I'm skipping over a lot of parts, but she actually goes, there's just something about Luca that draws you in. Yeah, he's fucking hot, Jamie.
Yeah.
I love when people like pick the hottest person in the room and then they're like, wow, there's just something about them. Yeah, you picked the top cut of meat in the room, just like Culver did with you. So I'm not saying it's like one-sided, but everybody acting like there's some deep relationship here. He's hot. Everyone thinks he's hot. You know what I mean?
He's hot, and he's not. But he's not cheesy. He's just hot. And then she sees the way everyone is like fawning over him, and she's like,
he's hot.
And she's like, wait, that could be mine. I hitched my ride onto Culver. Why did I do that? This will be mine. Yeah. And so now she's like, and honestly, she's been with Culver for like 10 days. I think she's well within her right to ditch Culver and go for Luca. I mean, it's not.
You're well
nice,
within your right within
whatever.
a minute. I mean, there is such a thing called a lemon law. You know what I mean? She never should have signed that card.
Oh, I love a lemon Dutch baby.
I'll tell you the lemon law. Don't forget him in your meringue. Am I right, Sheriff Kim?
So, meanwhile, on the boat, Aesha is telling Culver to bring out Keith Storm tonight because Keith Storm is one of his Culver's character. Stone. I'm sorry. So, one of his characters. You know what? I don't even know. I don't care.
Maybe it is Keith Storm.
Honestly, because anytime a mullet comes out on Bravo, it's bad news for us as viewers. So he's going to be doing like a Magic Mike thing, and he's like, I want to do choreo. Look out. The magic seamen are coming at you. Ha!
Yeah, we got to bring that thunder from down under, or as we call it at my house, the hymn for Kim. Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
I think it is Keith Stone, by the way. I think it is Keith Stone because I have Stone somewhere else.
But I'm not sure because at first I wrote Keith Stone because I guess this is like a famous thing we're all supposed to remember, but I don't.
Yeah, don't you remember?
No. So I remember when the mullet comes on because I remember that's officially when I hated Culver the most last season when I was like, oh, another mullet on Bravo. Just what we needed.
Yeah, mullet props. No good.
Not enough douchebags running around in mullets from Amazon thinking they're hilarious.
Exactly.
So back on the beach, Jamie, this is where Jamie's like falling for him. And then we go to Serena and Culver and talking about their date. And then it's sunset. Everybody goes back. Margo's steaming stuff. Mm-hmm. And now tonight is the 80s neon party.
Yeah, so a lot of this part going forward is just kind of like build up to this whole thing. So we watch the guys like working on the choreo. There's like a baguette that they're going to play around with, and a lot of mention of the words magic semen over and over again. So like they're just like getting ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we go to Aesha coming to the galley and talking to Serena. She's like, Chef, are you okay for the first course to be vague timing? And she's like, yeah, but is the captain eating with them tonight? She's like, why am I getting no response? And Aesha's like, oh, we didn't tell you. And she's like, all right, I have a rule of threes, and that was number 3 in communication today. And that's going to be a problem. I don't like that.
What was the first time today? And she's like, breakfast. And she goes, oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was that bad today. And she says, I think as a friend, that sucked. So I thought she was going to say, oh, that was so mean of Zarina to say it. But she's like, I mean, the chef is the most stressful position on the boat. And I do take on board. And I own that the communication today has been not good. And I won't let it happen again. So it's like, of course, Aesha is so nice that she's like, that was shit that I did that. I was like, wow, it's so weird to hear it on Below Deck.
I like it because you can see like so much. There's still tension. It doesn't have to be everybody hating on each other. It's like there's still tension. You're like, oh shit, but then Aisha's like, it is my fault, and Serena's like, well, tomorrow just do better. I mean, it's just do better tomorrow. And that's it.
So then there's just like more. Oh, so now Luca and Jamie are talking in the crew mess, and they're just like talking about things that they're going to do in New Zealand after this charter season, and like, oh, we should go here and we should go there.
I want to go snowboarding first. She's like, yeah, I've always wanted to snowboard, and I was like, oh my god, you guys are going to get married.
You guys just like fuck already. So they have like burgeoning chemistry going on, and then Jason then sits at this table, this crammed table, could they pull up a chair for him, for crying out loud? So he sits there, and the girls are like trying to like, they're like, so Captain Jason, do you have any dietary restrictions too? And he's like, no, I won't eat blue cheese. It's too stinky. Oh, you know who else won't eat blue cheese? Gee, lactose intolerant, quote unquote, air quotes, fucking bitch. Like, okay, Sarah, calm down, Sarah.
He hates them, by the way, and he is not hiding that he hates them. He hates their fucking guts, and it's so funny. So then Culver comes up as Keith Stone, and he's like, ladies, the magic semen will be around for dessert, so don't eat too much. I'm like, oh my God. So they're asking the captain how he got it into yachting. You're welcome, everybody. That's how to speak English. How he got into yachting. And he talks about how he was a second engineer. He hates them all. He hopes they all die. And they're like, oh my God, can we lick your nipples? And he's like, I will drown you in the fucking ocean, you slob monsters. And then the guys come out and do a little...
Yeah, we get the striptease. We get like a whole show, a song and a dance thing. It's very fun and funny for them. And so afterwards... Luca and Jamie start following each other on IG, and I was like, oh my God, I ship them, pun intended. And then there's just like more cleaning, and Jamie's cleaning, and Jamie's like, oh, I'm definitely a flirt. Like, I'm gonna have to try really hard not to flirt with Luca, because like technically I'm Culver's girlfriend, but if I just put up a picture of a Dutch baby, I'm pretty sure he won't realize that I've gone off and kissed Luca. So I'm just like, probably I'll just be like flirting like this, and I feel a little guilty.
You don't feel guilty. Dump him. But if you're gonna, I think, what is she waiting for? Like a green light from Luca? She's got the green light. Like, what are you waiting for? Is she waiting for to hear about the thing in Greece or in the Med so she doesn't make that awkward? I'm not really sure. But get away from Culver. He's no good. Yeah. So I mean, mullet. I mean, I can't. So then Margo, the next morning, to prove that she is worthy, has made 4 different kinds of juices, which. Wow, yeah. Can you use all that? It sounds like a lot of passion fruit. I don't think I've ever heard anybody ask for passion fruit juice.
It's a lot of juice for these people.
Yeah.
So passion fruit juice, no, that sounds disgusting to me. So, excuse me. So now the guests are leaving, and the girls are saying how they appreciate how hard the crew worked. And then Melissa P is like, maybe the one ding, aside from all the objectification of the men, was the drinking before going diving and like not knowing that we couldn't do that. That kind of sucked. But we appreciate you guys and everything you guys did so much. So
Zero's like, can I lick anyone's nipples before I go? That would be great. Because also in that dance, she was like licking, I think Harry's nipples or Culver's nipples again. The woman's insatiable and hilarious. So they leave finally, and now we're at tip meeting, and the captain's like, okay, listen, there was some bad communication today. I get it, guys. But the helmet goes to the dick face who let that drunk nipple addict into the bridge alone with me. So thank you. Thank you, Joao. You can now wear this disco helmet.
Jason also says, well, I suppose it's the attention to detail, really. We got to keep up on that. We're very close. We've got one more shot, and we just need to keep our foot on the gas. I'm like, Jason, I don't think you're the one who's supposed to say that phrase. Can we just show that footage again of you driving the boat onto the dock? So... So then Margo's like, hey, Aesha, can I just like talk to you for a second? Sorry, Jamie, it's about you. Ha ha ha. Okay, listen, I just would love to prove myself just one last time and challenge myself one last time. I was thinking that for next charter, I would make 5 juices for breakfast. Or maybe I could finish on service if you'd let me. Would that be okay for you? And Aesha
I've never seen someone so desperate to clean a toilet. Like, this is, I've never seen it in my life. I mean, you gotta respect the hustle, but at the same time, you don't prove that you're not an alcoholic by cleaning a toilet. You know what I mean? Well, I guess you do sometimes. You try to hide that you're an alcoholic by cleaning a toilet. I've done that, but you don't hide the fact that you're an alcoholic by that. You hide it, or you prove it with chips that you earn places. But I don't know. You two work it out amongst yourselves. I don't work on that boat.
So Aesha gives her Aesha gives her a face like, oh, you poor thing. You ruined your one shot. She gives that look, and it goes to commercial. Yeah. But when it comes back, Aesha goes, oh, take this opportunity to give you one last good training session before we send you off to another boat. I would love to do that. I would love to be part of
Oh my
your
God, I'm going to kill you. You have to stop now. You have
journey.
to stop. Stop. Stop, please. All the windows in my room have cracked. We need Aesha lines to stay at around 10 seconds or under. We need to make each other
I'm
some
just
kind of
trying
like let's
to-
stay together forever kind of a deal.
I
Because
am-
no one does it in a less annoying way. You know what I mean? There is no less annoying way to do it.
I'm just trying
straight
to accurately portray what I saw on television as per my job as a podcast recapper.
Well, a whale just crashed into the side of my house.
Well,
So,
that's the whale's fault. The whale should have.
not
the
had a
whale-
Bloody Mary before it whaled this morning.
It violated Australian law. Sorry.
So she says yes. Well, Jamie can hear all this, right? Because Jamie is being nosy ass, and she has stayed pretending that she is dusting a door frame, which is hilarious. So she's heard all this, and she's pissed. She's like, "Oh, I hear the girls talk about it, and I'm immediately upset. Let's roll on this boat to be service stew, and it's a kick to the gut. It's a kick to the gut." She sounds drunk all the time, right? That's one thing I've noticed about her. So, not accusing, just saying you sound like. And Margo's like, well, I hope Jamie's not mad. She's just so good at everything. What do you think? Is this fair or is this not?
I was trying to debate because I was like, it feels like such a nice opportunity for Margo, and they did talk about that. It is the last charter though, so it kind of feels. I'm like, I'm not sure. And Margo she really fucked up on her one shot. Like, she kind of doesn't deserve another shot because of that. Like, you know, I understand it was a complicated situation for her, and I'm like, part of me is like, oh, but like, Jamie, be a mensch, let Margo have her shot. But I also think at the same time, could you imagine, like, you're brought on to do a job at a certain level, and then you're put down at like a base level, like you're put down to be like a dishwasher in a kitchen, so that way someone could try to like work the line. But then I can also imagine a chef being like, yeah, I love giving opportunities. So I actually really couldn't figure out where I landed on this one.
Yeah, it's a rough one. I think if it was something like how Daisy runs it, because Daisy's like, well, I'm telling you this much. I'm not telling you who I'm fucking, probably both. And that's my right, god damn it. And neither one of you have any power. So you're both going to have to do the shit jobs. And I think if you set it up like that, then it's fair.
I think that what Aesha really should have done was said, let me think about this. And then she should have gone to Jamie and said, listen, you are an excellent second stew and you can do this job. I would like to give Margo a chance to learn. Like, the whole spiel she says later in the episode, she just should have done it earlier to Jamie and let Jamie feel like she was in on this decision, because I think that's what Jamie needs.
That's a good
And
point, yeah.
gone back to Margo, but making this like, yeah, I just think it was just not. I think it was a PR situation, and Aesha just didn't handle it
because
properly.
Margo does have this sense about her, and I really like her, but she does have
Love
this
Margo.
sense like, oh, look at me, I'm just a little lamb. I don't understand. Because at first she was like, I'd really like to train maybe a couple of times on service. Okay, but you're not like entitled to be moved into service. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
when
just 'cause
is it enough? You know, and she's just kind of assuming like, okay, now I've done service, so I should get to do service again. Where it's like, I don't know if that is fair. I don't really know. But then at the same time, how do you ever move up if no one ever lets
Exactly.
you do it? So I don't know. I think it's nice that they let her, but I agree that they should have maybe talked to Jamie. But I also think Jamie is slick, and she didn't really care about Serena's feelings. Now, that was not about professional life. That was just
But
a
it's
general like
true.
caring about someone's feelings thing. But that wasn't profession, so maybe it's not fair to use that. But I don't know. I've just got this sense from Jamie that she's kind of an asshole. So.
I kind of get that feeling too. Like, I also feel like Jamie, it's only like, I don't know, like it's just 2 times that it happened. But yeah, there's something a little entitled with Jamie too. So everyone dresses up for dinner, and Culver looks at himself in the mirror and goes, this is some Gucci business right here. And Joao goes, yes, except it's not Gucci.
He's like, just saying. He's like, yeah, and I'm just saying it's not Gucci.
You can't call Van Heusen Gucci. So Margo, they're all dressing up and everything, and they're toasting to like one charter season left and everything. And Margo's not going to get wasted tonight because they have charter tomorrow. And Aesha's like, oh, and on top of that, you're on nights. Oh, by the way, Jamie, sorry. Did I tell you that?
And Jamie gives her a tight, squinty smile, which means she's pissed. And she's like, mm-mm. And she goes, yeah, and actually, I'm kind of upset that you guys didn't tell me straight away. And Aisha's like, but I was going to have a meeting tomorrow. And she's like, yeah, I figured. I was just a little upset because I was excited to do service for the last charter, but I know that I'm not a full juice squeezer, but sorry.
And so then Harry goes, well, I think that Margo is in the service role after what she's done all season. And Culver's like, oh, God, here goes Harry sticking his nose and everything. Says the man who sticks his teeth and everything.
I know, literally, get your teeth out of my business. And Harry's like, yo, isn't it nice to let everyone have a hand at everything? Harry, you don't work on interior, and that's not how it works. So shut your mouth before you upset people.
And Jamie's like, Harry, you're green. You have no fucking idea. You don't know how long I've worked on boats for. You don't know how long Margot's worked on boats for. You don't know how long it took me to film The Constant Gardener. That's right, I'm Rachel Weisz. You have no idea how the interior runs. Shut the fuck up.
And she runs off all pissed off. And Harry's like, have I upset her? And Aisha just goes, shut up, Harry.
I was like, shut up, Harry.
So then Aisha has to... By the way, Aisha started this. Like, she knew when she was going, oh, but you're on late. Oh, whoops. Did I not mention that?
What I love about...
She's tricky, that one.
But what I love about the Harry thing is that when they're like, shut up, Harry, they say it in a way as if Harry has been doing this, like, fucking up and messing things up all season long. And he actually hasn't been, but he just has that energy. So, like, the moment he finally does it, they're like, oh, shut up, Harry. Classic Harry.
And you know, you haven't watched the next episode yet, but they really put him in this role in the next episode. Like, Harry's just a little gossip queen. They call him a gossip queen.
The gossip officer, yeah.
Since when? I don't remember Harry being like that.
No, but like, he so seems like it that the moment they finally can do it, they're like, well, we only have one charter left. Let's just pile it on.
And he wasn't really even doing gossip. He was just like, basically, obviously, still like trying to stand up for her as like I love you, you know.
Yeah.
As a friend, probably, but still, you know, he's got this little crushy on Margo, so he's going to try and stand up for her.
Little crushy poo.
Simping, I believe the kids call it.
Okay? Yeah, that's right.
Standing up for somebody in a way that is flirtatious. Guys, I learned that from the online dictionary, so I'd like to thank you. Everybody,
I thought that was a way.
I
thought it meant being sympathetic for someone. Oh, I guess I
no,
should probably
simping
look.
means like when guys in comments are like, yeah, you leave her alone, brah. And people are like, oh, stop simping, because they're trying to like basically hit on a girl by standing up for them in comments. At least that's what I learned from the internet. I don't know if that's correct or not.
Well, if anyone wants to simp for me, I always welcome simping on my behalf. So anyway,
a little simping.
I know. Anyway, this is the end of the episode. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks everyone for watching. This was super fun. We'll be back next with the Salt Lake City episode, and then after that, we'll do the next Below Deck episode. So stick around, and there's a huge amount of shows later this week. So catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Hava Nagila Weber.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
She's always supplying. It's Kelly Ryan.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
You're never alone with Lacey Monteleone.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
There ain't no problem that Sarah Salvia can't solve ya.
Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches, betches.
And our super premium sponsors, the incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva. Erica, 500 Days of Summers.
She's the queen bee. It's Sarah Lemke. We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender.
My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
We want to hang with Liz Lang.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com.